keep your fucking name out of my mouth.
No, it's keep my wife's name out
No,
of
I'm telling
out.
you to keep my name out of your mouth.
It's out of your. It's keep
I know what he
your
said.
name out. I don't even know. Keep my name
my
out
wife-
your fucking mouth.
I know what he said.
Out your fucking mouth.
Out
It's a
your
bad look
fucking
for
mouth.
for Will Smith.
I know. It's the
Bad
Mark and
look.
JD podcast here, episode 75. That's right. We're 75% of the way to 100.
Yeah,
It's three quarters.
It's usually how it works.
We were hoping to have a better surprise for episode 75, but we're still working on it.
Still didn't pan out yet.
Hasn't panned out yet, but we're digging for that gold.
Digging for gold.
Digging for gold. Gold came on last night. You were like, we should have done a podcast right after that slap. The slap.
The slapping. We should have definitely talked about that. But
more people watched that slap than that stupid show that was on what was it, NBC?
Yeah, the slap. Because it was made. It was that was an old. It was a remake of an Australian show, I think.
Was
the
it
slap? Yeah, because there's a meme. Well, I don't know if there's a meme, but there's like a parody of it where a guy just starts smacking everybody at the party, like smacking like the cops come. What is going on here? And they just start smacking all of them.
The cast for that was really really good.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't do well, but it was when I type in the slap, it's just all. It's all
I know. Now. And like I did something at work today, and somebody said that slaps. I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah, it does. Uma Thurman was in that show.
She was. So a lot of people in that show. Anyway, what team are you on?
What team?
Are you on Team Rock or are you on Team Will?
Team Rock.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, like, here's the thing: you can't. So yeah, Chris Rock said something he may have not known. I mean, who really watches Jada Pinkett Smith's show or listens to a podcast with her on it, whatever red table crap she's doing? I mean, yeah, it's a little bit insensitive to say for somebody who she obviously has some type of complex about it.
But somebody's probably put it together by now, but they used to do so many ball jokes on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, I know. And the funny thing is, it's like Will Smith laughed at the joke. Like, he's laughing when Chris Rock says it, and it's her look to him that changes the whole thing. And it's like, really, dude, you have to be emasculated by your wife to go up there and like smack a dude in the face on live television?
Is he emasculated or is he being cucked?
He's cucked.
He's definitely cucked, right? Like, what's up with that? Will Smith could just leave her and just get anybody else.
Or nobody.
I don't understand what's going on.
Who gives a fuck at that point? He doesn't have to do anything. Like, I was thinking about too, like, she had an affair with August, what's his name? And Lisa, something like that. Some fucking no-name guy. There was I think I sent it to you, but it was like
you've sent me so many things today. This must be what it's like to be on your end.
Yes, you sending me a ton of shit all day long. But yeah, it was like every time a new one popped up on Twitter, I'd send it because it was just fucking funny. Just so many good ones. But yeah, I don't know. And then he did the acceptance speech for what he won for King Richard, which I still haven't watched yet. But
I just don't understand what's keeping, like, why something had to have happened or something.
Like, it's just so it's like it goes from really that's an extreme overreaction probably, and now you're gonna have a bunch of comedians who don't want to go to that
they're
point.
Gonna eat it up tonight on fucking late night TV.
Oh, I know. You see the thing I said to you about Conan O'Brien wanting a late night show? I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up on one of those shows. I
wouldn't be surprised either.
Because he's a funny fucking dude, and he's probably itching to talk about that.
Itching.
But he says he wants to be a vessel for love, and like, you smacked a dude in the face like an hour ago, like literally smacked a dude in the face and said, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth."
Yeah, and other people were saying that it was staged, and Rock was like bracing for the impact. It's like, I just don't think he knew what the fuck was happening.
Like, whoa, smack right in the face.
And what's he gonna do? Punch him back? Chris Rock he gonna hit you back.
No, and I mean, he was in Lethal Weapon, but he doesn't have any training.
Yeah,
he's not a bad boy.
He's not Will Smith.
No, I don't get it. I mean, I kind of get it, I guess, because he was standing up for her, but at the same time, like, he thought it was funny first, and I think that's what really set it off. He had to make a point. And then the reaction of the people in the crowd, like, do you see the picture of Nicole Kidman? Fucking hilarious.
Have they ever worked together?
Nicole Kidman and Will Smith?
Yeah, I don't think
I don't
so.
think so. I don't know. That doesn't sound like a combination I would have ever seen before. Maybe like in an ensemble cast, but he's never really been in an ensemble cast kind of guy, other than like Suicide Squad. We saw how
Oh,
that worked out.
the reaction is actually not the slap.
What's it for? Oh, him cursing?
The Nicole Kidman's reaction was from something else, not from the slap.
Really?
Yeah,
That's fucking funny. There's just so much about it today. Like
it happened hours before the slap.
the memes are in like overload.
Oh, I know. I don't know what she went. I don't know what she went viral for. Like I don't know what she was slapping for. But even though the joke was so innocuous, like it was so nothing. It was such a whatever joke. Oh my gosh, she has alopecia. She's losing her hair. Okay, whatever. That's what we do. The comedians. It's nothing compared to previous years of not just Oscar hosts or Oscar presenters or whatever, or in Golden Globes too. Does anybody else forget Ricky Gervais' 15 minutes destroying Hollywood? Nobody got up and slapped him.
No, nobody got up and slapped him. They laughed
and he said
uncomfortably.
So many worse things.
Well, he said something. They played it last night. When he said that stuff about Prince Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
I forget because Leonardo DiCaprio took a date to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and when he left, that she was finally old enough to be his date.
Oh no, she was right. Yeah, she was. No, she when they left, the movie was so long that when they left, she was too old to be his date. That's what the joke was.
Fucking great joke.
It is a great joke, and like he was like, I get it. You make fun of me, poke at me, whatever. Like, and then you know what? It goes away. It goes away.
He's Leonardo DiCaprio, and you're Ricky Gervais. It doesn't matter.
Now you've taken this joke, and it will remain in the cultural lexicon forever.
Because you couldn't just let it go.
Right.
You know? But it is like if he would have just sat there and ignored it or laughed and she would have laughed and taken it on the chin, it's not I mean, I understand, yeah, maybe it sucks a little bit, but at the same time, like just let it go. If you don't let it go, then you're gonna be fucked. It's going to be, you made something out of nothing that could have just been gone. Like you said, I mean, if they would have just ignored it, it would have been gone. And we wouldn't be talking about it today. But now, because he slapped the shit out of him, you're going to see it for the next 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Apparently, they're having a formal investigation into him now, or into this whole thing.
Well,
like, what are they investigating exactly?
What's there to investigate? Did he actually do it? Yeah, he did it. Like there's so much this video, plain as day, right there. It happened.
Like I just don't understand. Like they're investigating formal review into Will Smith after he slapped Chris Rock. Like, what are they reviewing exactly? He lost his fucking mind.
Yeah, he lost.
And it made me think about when they said that Denzel Washington had to kind of talk him off the ledge or whatever. Right. It made me think about how much of
somebody else too was more than just Denzel.
Yeah, it was a few guys. It was Bradley Cooper and somebody else. I can't remember the other one was, but it just makes me think about how much of a class fucking act Denzel Washington is. Just a class fucking act.
Denzel would never get up on stage.
Denzel would never do that.
Slapping somebody.
Class fucking act. Well, he was the first black actor since Sidney Poitier to win a fucking Oscar, wasn't he? Training Day. I think so. Yeah. So I mean, like he knows, and then
doesn't he have more than one now? I think
he does. But I just like to have to be talked off the ledge by other actors because you're acting like a fucking moron.
You could have just left.
Could have just walked out. They could have just walked out. That would have made more of a statement. Actually, yeah. That would have made more of a statement if they just walked out. More of a statement.
I didn't watch the Oscars, and I hadn't really been on Twitter because I was watching a movie. And I opened up Twitter for a second. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, holy shit, this is something crazy going on. Twitter's going wild right now.
Yep.
And I found the clip. It's uncensored, by the way, uncensored. And I was like, okay, well, the Japanese, I guess, pays to watch it in Japan because it's totally uncensored. And I was like, wow, that really happened. It took me a minute to find the joke, though, because all it had was him walking up on the stage. Yeah. So I had to find a minute, and I was like, "That's it. This is the joke that like he got so mad about." I'm pretty sure Eminem has said worse things about Will Smith in Raps 20 years ago.
Well, I sent you the thing from John Boy because they did like a breakdown.
I know, I gotta watch that. I haven't watched it.
So fucking funny. And he's like, Chris Rock, it would have been perfect if Chris Rock didn't miss a beat, but he fucked up that documentary line at the very end.
Well,
I don't blame him.
He gets slapped in the face by Will Smith
on live television. People. And like
he did his best to keep it cool, though.
And not only that, but who slaps a dude? What self-respecting dude slaps another dude?
I don't know. Is he challenging him to a duel? Like, is this the medieval? Was he playing Hamlet again? Or that was Denzel who was Hamlet, right?
Yes. And then
wrong movie.
That movie's so boring.
I get thrown off by King Richard every time, thinking that it's Shakespeare's King Richard, and it's not. It's Serena and Venus's father, King Richard, or Richard.
You know what he did too last night when he did that was make me not want to watch that movie.
They should take the Oscar away from him.
They're not going to.
I think they might.
No, it says that there's not likely that they take it away from him.
I don't know. They can take it away and have it go to somebody else.
They should give it to Chris Rock. I mean, he literally he assaulted Chris Rock on live TV
and got away with it.
There's a million fucking angles everywhere. You know, it's so fucking ridiculous to me that he actually did that. But
it was Denzel was also nominated, and it was Macbeth.
Oh, okay.
He played Macbeth,
Macbeth was the one that just came out. Hamlet was. We're talking about Hamlet. Is that what came out?
No. I was just saying that King Richard. I always think it's a Shakespeare thing. It's not.
No, it just doesn't make me want to watch that movie anymore. So I was thinking about it too. Like, Will Smith has been a versatile actor for a long time, right? But what is the one movie of his that you could rewatch?
That I could rewatch like over and over?
Like a movie that you particularly really, really like. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't put any of his movies in my top 50.
I don't
really.
I have to look. Like, I mean, I enjoyed Men in Black, obviously.
He's like Bad Boys. They're okay. He was Too Tall for You. What's up, buddy? No, Rock said he's not going to press charges.
No, he's not. He already said that.
So I guess no charges are going to be over. But going back, I don't like. They're enjoyable. Like Men in Black, Independence Day, Bad Boys, Enemy of the State is probably actually my favorite Will Smith movie.
Yeah. Yep. That was a good movie.
But none of these other movies are like I would even put in my top favorite movies. Really,
I don't think there's any of his that are in my top favorite movies. I don't think any of these. I mean, I enjoyed I Am Legend.
I mean, not like I said I didn't like these movies. I even like Men in Black 2 and 3. They're okay at best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's not like I said, oh yeah, a Will Smith movie is one of my top favorite movies of all time. No, it's not.
Yeah. I was just thinking that yesterday. I'm like, yes, he's won Oscar. He's won 2 Oscars, hasn't he?
I think he's only won 1 Oscar. He's been nominated for a bunch, but he didn't win for Ali. He was nominated for Ali and Pursuit of Happiness.
I was going to say, I know he's nominated for Pursuit of Happiness. I didn't know
which is not a good movie. It is fucking Oscar bait.
Oh, of course.
Finest. I guess his movies are okay. Nothing like Denzel's got some fucking bangers, man.
Yeah, there are movies like Denzel's that I can watch all the time. Like, and they're not even like movies that he was going to get nominated for an Oscar for, like Man on Fire.
Man on Fire.
Like, he just
fucking makes bangers.
He just makes some great fucking movies. Even that movie he made with Rami Malek that just came out on HBO Max. I should say just came out, but it came out like last year or the tail end of last year. I forgot the name of it. That was a pretty good movie. He's just a good actor,
Dude, he's also Training Day.
Training Day. Godzilla ain't got nothing
Training
on him.
Day is not talked about enough.
Solid
in the realm of films. Training Day is not talked about enough.
Yeah, American Gangster. Yes, that's a great one. Training Day. He's made some great movies. Training
Day turned that genre up on its head.
Yeah. I mean, there was another movie around the same time, Dark Blue, with Kurt Russell that came out around the same time.
Everybody forgot. Nobody cares about that movie.
But I like that movie. I like that. And Narc with Jason Patrick. That was another movie that came out around the same time. There was a lot of like cop movies that were like dirty cop shows.
Dirty cops. Yeah, because
Dark Blue was based on the riots.
What was that show? The Shield. Dirty. Early 2000s was the
Dirty cop time.
the era of the dirty cop golden age. But Denzel's been in so many much better movies than Will Smith.
He's just a better actor. He obviously, you can't compare the two.
It's not a fair comparison just to compare them both because they're black too.
No,
like I guess for the most well-known black actors, I guess. Can you think of another black actor who's maybe as well known as Denzel and Will Smith?
No, I think we went through this before too, where we're talking about like favorite actors or something like that. No, we had the remember the four.
Yeah, you did that one thing. Yeah. So what? Samuel L. Jackson, Eddie Murphy, Morgan Freeman, they're not really on the same level as Will Smith and Denzel.
But Morgan Freeman he's not really a leading man.
No, he's not.
He's anything he's in he does his best work in it. You know what I mean? He's just Morgan Freeman. He just plays Morgan Freeman at this point.
Right. Will Smith has Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, and like Will Smith and Denzel Washington changed their personality to become a role.
Mm-hmm.
So they're completely different on that scape of like, being a different actor or a character actor or whatever you want to call it. Denzel Washington just played fucking Macbeth. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And he's also done Disney movies. Like, remember the Titans?
You got a guy like Chadwick who died.
Oh yeah, he would have been a great actor too. He was.
He was a great actor.
He was a great. But he would have been like amazing actor. Probably.
He could have been in that tier, the A tier. We'll call it the A tier. The A tier is for a black actor is Denzel and Will Smith. Then you got the Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan Freeman tiers. They're just in a shitload of things that you like.
Yeah, I know. Dude. They're making a Hancock 2
with Will Smith.
Will Smith, yes.
The movie had so much potential, and then the end just
that movie just turned. I was not.
The first half was good. The second half was not.
Originally it was supposed to be Philip Seymour Hoffman playing Hancock.
It was supposed to be who?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Really?
Yeah. That was much
different movie.
That would have been a great fucking movie.
I guess that's just like when Sylvester Stallone was supposed to be Beverly Hills Cop. Much different movie.
That would have been so weird. Can you imagine Sylvester Stallone just saying half of the stuff that Eddie Murphy said?
No.
Eddie Murphy.
It was rewritten, obviously.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like Eddie Murphy too has made some prolific comedy movies in like the 80s and early 90s, but again trailed off because he got a little fucking stupid.
He just stopped caring. Really, he's not an actor in the way of Denzel is.
Like you're talking like Tyler Perry too is another like. Not great actor, but he makes a shit ton of movies and money. Like Eddie Murphy
knows his audience,
and Eddie Murphy made all those garbage fucking like Professor Clump shit or whatever the hell it was.
It was making
it made money,
making money in the 90s. They just haven't held up very well.
No, they're fucking awful. Like even the fucking Tyler Perry movies are fucking terrible.
I don't think Denzel has ever made like a straight comedy.
But I will say this too. I don't think he has either, but I will say this: like when Tyler Perry makes a movie that's like a straight movie, not like one with a stupid Medea crap in it. Because I think Chris Rock was in one of his movies. I think I Love My Wife or something like that. And it was, he's a good writer. I think he just, like you said, he knows his fucking audience and he makes it to his audience.
I don't disagree. He's done a lot of shit. And he's been an actor in a lot of big movies too.
Who, Tyler Perry?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. He's not a bad actor, dude. He's really not.
No, he's not.
He's not. You get the bum rap because of the stupid Medea shit, but like
it makes money. If it didn't make money, it wouldn't. It's not for me. I get it. It's really not.
He would have done. If he wasn't making a bajillion fucking dollars, he wouldn't have done it. So it's like. Whatever, man. I can't knock the dude for making a gajillion dollars. It's whatever it is.
I know.
I'm trying to think what that movie was.
And there's two. He was in. There's a Boo a Medea Halloween and a Boo 2 a Medea Halloween. There's two of them.
I don't even need one of those.
And we didn't even talk about the Golden Raspberry Awards, the Razzies.
No, we didn't. Oh no. Chris
over
Rock apparently directed that movie. I think I Love My Wife, but it was also written by Louis C.K. But that's another one too. Like Louis C.K., one of the smartest guys,
Well,
Still,
Louis
still.
C.K. couldn't keep his dick in his pants.
Well, he didn't fucking assault anybody. He just wanted to masturbate over the phone. Okay, leave him alone. He's gonna make a comeback.
He didn't even want He didn't even want him to touch it. He just, you just want to see my dick. That's what
want to
Louis.
see.
You want to see my dick?
That was such a good. That's another, like, you know, I don't think you can cancel Will Smith at this point. You can't. He's uncancelable. He's one of the biggest. He's one of the biggest movie stars in the world.
Is he though?
Yes.
Is he still?
Yes. I think so.
I don't know. What was the last major blockbuster he did? Gemini Man?
The one he just won an Oscar for?
A blockbuster, Jim. A blockbuster.
Bad Boys for Life?
I guess. Kind of. I forget that movie exists because it came out right at the beginning of COVID times, like right before COVID.
They're making a Bad Boys 4.
Well, they should have made a Bad Boys 3 20 years ago. The Gemini Man stunk. He was in Aladdin. He was in that Netflix movie Bright.
That movie's not bad. It's just not good either. I mean, it's like
Suicide Squad, which was a terrible movie. The second one's so much better.
He was in an ensemble movie called Collateral Beauty. What the fuck is that? It's an ensemble movie. That's weird.
With Edward Norton.
Yes, among others.
Mm-hmm. What's Emancipation? It's Antoine Fuqua. I don't know how to say Fuqua. I don't know how to say his last name.
I'm pretty sure it's Fuqua. Fuqua would be a bad idea.
I know. This is a movie. It's an Apple TV movie coming out sometime this year. Will Smith and Ben Foster. Yeah,
it's a random cast of.
Yeah, it's about there's a Civil War thing.
Oh, okay, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, so, I'm sorry. Movies are like whatever.
Oh, he did Spies in Disguise. I think that might have been his.
That's an animated movie.
Yeah, no, but it made money though, and
it could have been The Rock doing the voice. It would have made the same amount of money.
But the character he played looked just like him.
I mean, I guess, but they could have made it look a little like The Rock and be whatever.
He's also playing in a movie called The Council, about a crime syndicate of 7 African American men who ruled Harlem in the 1970s and 80s.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Ah, man. I don't know. I like Will Smith. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, he looked like a douchebag last night. I mean, I don't watch it, but I never watched the Oscars. I don't give a shit.
I haven't watched it in years, mostly because the movies the last couple of years have not been very good. The movies in 2020 were. They should just forget that year ever happened.
This year wasn't much better.
No, it really wasn't, because a lot of things still got pushed back. And things were all over the place. And Spider-Man didn't get nominated. Just give it a fucking nomination. It was a fantastic movie.
It was. Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about that yet. But yeah.
It's a fantastic movie. And I'm still mad about the end credits scene with Venom because it doesn't make any sense.
So, apparently. There's a lot of weird shit going on with these movies.
And then the Morbius end credit thing apparently makes reference to the Vulture.
Yeah, because he's apparently stuck in the other dimension somehow.
Yeah,
not dimension, like the multiverse.
We just make up our own rules. We're Sony. We're going to do whatever the fuck we want.
I mean, Sony has to get approval because that's a fucking Marvel character.
I know. And then you want to talk about, like, how many times has that movie been pushed back?
A lot.
I started Venom 2 and I never finished it. Now that I remember, now I'm thinking about it.
It's not bad. It's actually not bad.
No, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I gotta finish it in the way that Spider-Man was.
The Oscar ballot, like, they did it on IMDb, and everybody wanted Andrew Garfield to win for Tick Tick Boom, which is apparently a really good movie. I don't know.
Seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I haven't seen any of these movies. Power of the Dog, I heard, is horrible. Tragic Beth.
How did you hear that was horrible?
Sam Elliott.
Why would you listen to Sam Elliott?
Me, Sam. Come on, who wouldn't listen to Sam Elliott? He was on. He was on Mark. He was on Mark Maron's podcast, and he said it was horrible. So it was the worst movie he's ever seen. So
who cares what he has to say?
You got a British dude playing a cowboy. It doesn't make any sense.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares who plays the cowboy?
I care.
Why do you care?
Can we move on from this?
No, I'm mad about that. Who cares if he's British playing a cowboy?
You just like Benedict Cumbersnatch.
Yes.
Okay, calm down.
Yes, I like Pumpernickel Humperdinck. Okay. I haven't seen it, but like, let's not be like, oh, it can't be a real cowboy movie because it doesn't have like an American cowboy in it. Who cares?
Oh,
he's not an actual magician. He shouldn't play Stephen Strange. That just sounds
maybe
stupid.
Maybe he is a magician. You don't know that.
No, I don't know that. But who cares what Sam Elliott has to say?
I do.
After he
He's
came
Sam
out
Elliott.
and like, what?
He's Sam Elliott.
Who cares?
I care. The voice of an angel, Mark.
Voice of an angel. Voice of an angel. That's the only thing he's good for.
How come there's no rating for Rotten Tomatoes for Power of the Dog?
Sure there is. It's like 93%.
It's not showing up on mine.
Are you binging again?
Am I binging?
Yeah, are you binging?
What do you mean?
If you remember, I don't know, 40 episodes ago, you were getting bad information because you were binging something. If you Google the movie, it shows it right on the side. It's 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I did Google it. It didn't work.
Well, I thought you were binging again.
Binging? Who bings? 94%. Okay.
You bing.
You bing.
We were talking about albums, Eagles albums that won best album of the year, and you're like, this one. I was like, no, what are you talking about?
That was a very long time ago. That's when I used a laptop to do like research.
And I just remembered you were binging it. And we're like, who bings? Stop binging. Fine.
I will watch Power of the Dog. Will you get off my fucking back?
Jeez. I don't want you to watch it. I haven't seen it either, but I'm just saying to say that he shouldn't be saying, oh, he didn't like Benedict. So shut up. Shut the fuck up about that shit. Shouldn't be. There are cowboys in other countries too.
That wasn't the reason why, but it was more of like cowboy aesthetic shit, I guess. I don't know. It just seems like a weird.
What does he think? What did he think about Brokeback Mountain? Is that a cowboy movie?
I don't think that's a cowboy movie at all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's about cowboys fucking
each other.
Right. That's what it's about.
It's a weird one. Can we move on from cowboys fucking each other?
I mean,
I've never seen that movie.
I guess, but in a related topic, I know you haven't seen Jackass Forever, but it is on Paramount Plus.
Lots of dongs in that movie, right? Lots of dongs.
There is a lot of dick in that movie. A lot of dick. So much, though, that I couldn't believe that it was released in theaters with an R rating. I don't know if this was like unrated or what. Man, there's a lot of dick and balls.
Lots of dick and balls.
Lots. So much dick and balls.
That's why the only reason why this came up is because I was watching Minx or The Minx or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know what
that is.
It's a show with Jake. What the fuck is his last name?
All of a sudden, I saw you pop up watching Minx, and I'm like, you knocked off Harley Quinn from my top spot, damn it. Which I hadn't watched it, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try an episode of this. I hear really good things about it online. It is the hardest R-rated animated show I've ever seen in my life. It is curse heavy. It is so gory. They talk about fucking. They talk about everything. And it's just curse this. You ever wanted Batman to curse? Yes. Now, how can I go back? How can I go back?
You can't. No, what was I going to say now?
You were going to talk about dicks and balls on TV.
So I guess the premise of the show of the Minx or whatever is, I guess, it's like they're making the first male nude magazine or whatever for ladies, and there's a scene.
Oh wait, like it's based on a real thing?
No, it's not. Oh. I don't think it's not based on a real thing, but it's I guess they have this guy standing in front of them, like interviewing people, and the guy's like, "All right, drop your pants," and it's like, "Whoop!" He drops his pants, and there's a dick. I'm like, "What the fuck?" Just didn't anticipate it happening. Like they showed like boobs and shit in there already, so I just didn't anticipate seeing a man's dong in front of my face.
Dude, literally, the movie opens with dick.
So weird. So unrelated. Let's move on from dicks. To another dick, I guess. Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner are getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Give me a fucking mic.
We got to do the math by Scott Steiner thing. Whatever his remember the math.
You want me to do the promo? You want me to cut the promo?
Cut the promo.
My favorite. It's one of my favorite promos of all time.
It's so stupid. It's great. He's such
I can't even say it. I can't. Should I just play it? It'll probably get taken down.
I don't know. You can play it. Just find somebody who doesn't have like 1,000 views on it or whatever. But it's one of the dumbest things you'll ever see in this life. Stupidest. He's dumber than a bag of rocks. And the picture they used to announce the
is the old WWE days.
WCW days, I think, right?
No, that was
Is it WWE?
WWE. Yeah, they remember they were WWE for like 2 years in the mid '90s, early '90s. They were just like randomly in WWE.
Vaguely.
I vaguely remember. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do.
Well, good for them. Even though they're both douchebags. Although I guess Rick Steiner isn't. Let's see. This is Professor Scott Steiner teaching us typography.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way, that sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
It's so great.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense whatsoever, but it's fantastic. I want to know if he wrote that promo or it just did it on the cuff because he was adding shit together pretty good. Proud of him. But
he probably had like a rough idea. He definitely wrote that promo himself. He wrote all his own promos.
He cut some of the weirdest fucking promos in WCW of all time. He was clearly on steroids.
By the way, he lost that match.
So his 141% chance of winning was not great, apparently.
I think he lost that match.
Nah,
yeah. So Kurt Angle actually was not in the match. He got hurt. And Frankie Kazarian replaced him. So yeah, that's why he lost, because it was a different person. Steiner was so like he had done all the math to prove that Kurt Angle was not going to beat him. He had no chance of winning, but he ended up not being in the match.
Kurt Angle, add Kurt Angle to the mix, and you add another 33% chance of me winning. What? What? Huh?
And then he had that weird Scott Steiner couple months feuding with Triple H. He's had a weird career. Are they Hall of Fame worthy as a tag team? Probably, yes. But where's Rick Steiner been the last 20 years?
He went to be, isn't he like a governor or a senator or something somewhere?
Is he? No,
I thought he was.
And their last name is actually Rex Steiner, by the way.
Yeah, Rex Steiner.
Steiner just sounds. I would change it to fucking Steiner. Like at this point,
I thought he was in politics or something.
He's a school member of the Cherokee County School District. And
due to using the center name rather than using his legal name. That's pretty funny.
Stupid ass.
Fucking
he hasn't really done much in 15 years. I didn't even realize he wrestled in TNA that long.
No, me either. But honestly, TNA was great in the beginning because it was like unique and different. And then it just kind of turned into WCW, and that was like the downfall of it.
Yeah.
So.
He was tag team, 8-time tag team champion, 7 with Scott Steiner, and a 2-time WWF tag team champion. That's not really that impressive for the 90s.
No, not really.
Although I guess how many days did they hold that WCW tag team championship? That's the real key. Like, okay, yeah, they had it 7 times, but how many days did they have it?
Yeah, true.
Let me see here. They held it for a combined 523 days. That's second most all time. That's pretty good.
The Scott Steiner I remember was him coming out with a chain link thing over his head with Medusa, and him with the massively huge biceps, like insane.
They looked so roided
up to the gills. He looked like a rock Like, I don't even know how
big ass goatee.
I don't know how he even moved around. Like, he moved around pretty swift for a guy who looked like he was made out of stone.
Yeah.
But that's all I remember. Him and the way he talked was so stupid. And he was just a big dumb animal, basically. You know, I can't really. There's not really anybody to like compare him to, I guess, because he was unique among his own right. But he was good among like being a part of the NWO. And then when he turned on his brother and all that shit, you know.
What I mean, like the chat's going crazy and getting yelled at saying that Scott Steiner was not main event material. I don't know. Maybe he was, and maybe he wasn't. But you got to compare when he did the invasion. Was he main event material over other people? I don't know. Like that
Not
was
in
so
WWE,
heavy
no
at
way.
that time.
I mean, you're
2002 WWE was fucking
Rock,
right.
Jericho, Big Show, all these guys. I mean, Big Show may have not been a main eventer, but he was in that. He was in those matches. You know, Kurt Angle, like all these guys were in that shit at that point. So he probably wasn't. But you had like they pushed a lot of guys back then. You had Booker T getting pushed. You had a whole bunch of guys.
I don't know. There were so many people. 2003 WWE was for this Edge, Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, Jeff Hardy. So many people. Booker T, Lesnar, Undertaker, Batista was there. Like, there's so many people. I just don't think he's as good as them. Oh, he meant to say not main event material. Okay. Well, that changes the conversation. But the tag team is probably Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah, they are. The Steiner brothers.
It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. No, there's not an actual Hall of Fame, and they've let worse people in.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. They have definitely let in worse people, and you know, who else is getting inducted this year other than the Undertaker? I think Batista's next year, from what I read.
I don't remember. I do know that it's ridiculous that Coco Beware is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Right? That's a little ridiculous. Oh, Vader. Vader's the other big one.
Right. Well, Vader does actually.
Vader should have been in years ago, though.
Yeah, while he was still alive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, just kind of
and
bullshit.
Then Queen Charmel is going to be in.
Well, she should have went in with. Harlem Heat? Wasn't she with them?
For a little bit.
I mean,
I think
isn't she married to Booker T or was married to Booker T?
Is she still married to Booker T? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I really don't know. I don't know a lot about. Yeah, as the wife of Booker T.
Yeah, so she's the
2000. They've been married for 16 years together, but she didn't get big until the whole Queen Charmel part of it. That's really it. I mean, you're talking like a 2-year span when he was really King Booker running that gimmick.
Yeah,
it wasn't that long. Again, other women probably more worthy of consideration.
Yeah, probably over the Steiner brothers. I just want to get a big name in there.
Is Michelle McCool in the WWE Hall of Fame?
No.
Why not induct her? She's fucking married to the Undertaker.
Yes, I don't know. Is she 100% done wrestling? She keeps coming back.
Well, I mean, they come back. You know, was she in the Rumble? She was in the Rumble, but she's not wrestling like full time, part time, quarter time, semi time. A one-off in a Rumble is nothing. She's 2-time women's champion. Why not just induct them both? Why does it got to be Charmel?
Why not just induct everybody?
I don't know. It's not a real thing. It's just a way to pop a social media thing.
You have so many people who are like 2-time Hall of Famers now at this point.
Some like 3 or 4 times.
Ric Flair.
Triple H. Triple H is in there as DX. Triple H is in there as Evolution. Oh no, it's Ric Flair is in there as Ric Flair, the Horseman, and Evolution. So many times.
Ric Flair, I think. I don't know if you'll see him in WWE again.
No, you won't.
I don't think. I think once Charlotte Flair's shit ends, I don't think you'll see her there anymore either.
Maybe, I don't know.
I wonder if she'll be able to use the Flair name.
Well, that's her last name. Had to spell it differently.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like she would have to spell it a little bit differently. But I don't know if she like Charlotte's not her first name; it's Ashley.
No, Ashley.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if she'd be able to use that name if she left to go to like, let's say
I mean,
AEW or
no,
something.
but that's definitely a WWE owned name.
She's had some weird face work done. Some
I think it's
weird face work done.
honestly, I think it's the makeup choices. A lot of the makeup choices that they put on the women that are wrestling and WWE, not just WWE, but AEW as well. And maybe it's just me and my older age. It's like I don't like that look. But man, they do her,
Dana
Charlotte,
Brooke.
Dana Brooke, Rhea Ripley,
Rhea Ripley's makeup is
Britt
terrible.
Baker. Britt Baker's makeup is terrible as well.
It matches her face. I don't know. It's different.
Maybe, but when Becky Lynch goes all out, like at WrestleMania, she probably look ridiculous. If she just kept it like regular, she'd probably look just fine.
Yeah, she tends to have a weird fucking.
Carmella has a weird look sometimes.
I don't
know what they do. Like, is it the kind of makeup that they need to wear that doesn't sweat or something?
Yeah, I guess I would imagine that's probably it.
But there are some female wrestlers I've never thought like looked terrible with the amount of makeup. Maybe they don't use as much. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always said that Rhea Ripley looks fucking ridiculous.
I don't know if it's the hair or the 17 pounds of makeup on her face or the black lips. I can't get over it.
The earrings all over.
It takes me out. Like I can't. Anytime. But that's just not. I'm not just saying anti-women wrestlers, but like any time a wrestler does something like that, you can't focus on them actually wrestling, and you focus on how ridiculous they look.
I mean, look at what happened with Bray Wyatt too. It took a while to get used to the Fiend character, where he wasn't wearing where he's wearing a mask.
Kane without a mask.
Kane without a mask. That was weird. And that's not to say like Charlotte Flair or any of these people aren't super talented, because they are. Other maybe Carmella's not, but like the rest
Carmella's good. Carmella knows how to wrestle now. She can put on a decent match. She's never gonna be. She's never gonna be like your A-list top player, but she'll put on a decent match.
Yeah, she's never going to headline a WrestleMania. She's not. And even that, you're looking at they're talking about Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair is going to headline WrestleMania. I'm like,
nobody cares.
Didn't they already fucking
anybody
do this?
Cares.
Didn't they already do that?
They had the triple threat a couple of years ago because they had to insert Charlotte. Remember?
Yes.
It was supposed to be Becky and Ronda, but they had to insert Charlotte so that somebody other than Ronda would take the pin. But obviously.
Well, yeah, somebody's got to eat it, so it doesn't.
I thought WrestleMania was last weekend. I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna miss Mania. I was like, I guess who cares? I don't care. I was like,
really
it's next
matter
week.
At this point?
I saw a thing. I sent it to you earlier that WWE should have Cody and Brandy in the audience, and then pull Will Smith on the whole thing. Make keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. That would be fucking fantastic.
You know what?
If they did that, but they won't do that.
No, they won't do that. But you know what would be a super fun thing for them to do? I'm being sarcastic. What a WWE thing would do would be they would match them up with The Miz and Maurice, which it'd be that if you were Vince McMahon, that's exactly what you would do, because that's the easy thing. That's the easy way out. You have two women, obviously.
If Road to the Top was like switch networks to USA, absolutely.
Oh, I mean, so like I was just thinking about that. I'm like, if you're Vince McMahon, you have to be salivating about that, because it's it's easy money. Like you're facing. Don't get me wrong, The Miz is The Miz. He's a WWE.
They spent all that time doing that match though with Cena and Bella, and A, they're not together anymore. B, they're married to different people, and C, they both have kids with these other people.
Yeah, no, it's really weird.
What the fuck happened there?
I don't know. It's very strange.
So now you have this WrestleMania moment where he proposed to her, and now we all just forget that it ever happened.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with me too.
This is what happens when you have stupid moments at WrestleMania.
There's always dumb WrestleMania moments,
SummerSlam is the superior pay-per-view.
It always has been, though. There's the ladder match between The Rock and Triple H.
Royal Rumble is the superior. Even when the worst days of WWE, you can always count on the Rumble to at least be somewhat entertaining. 2022 notwithstanding, it was terrible this year.
There's no build-up anymore. Like they don't
even matter.
They don't work on it anymore.
There was no build-up in the 90s when the roster was like 30 people.
Oh no, but there was build-up though. You had when Austin won the Royal Rumble and he was facing Shawn Michaels, it was Austin versus DX for like the entire 3 months before.
Right.
They had that buildup. It doesn't mean the same anymore. There's no I don't even know who won the Royal Rumble this year. I don't remember at this point.
Brock?
Was it Brock?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he already has the belt, so it doesn't fucking matter. Right. See, it's so stupid. And then they're saying I guess Bobby Lashley's gonna be back by then, and he's gonna face.
He might be back to face
almost or something.
So almost terrible.
But if I was him, if I was WWE, I'd throw his ass in that match with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Why not? Fuck, man. Just have 3 big ass dudes beat the shit out of each other. I mean, come on, you might as well.
I will maintain and that somebody in the chat says Royal Rumble is superior. SummerSlam on a whole, year to year, is a more consistent quality pay-per-view of any of the WWE pay-per-views.
Because it's also in the middle of the year. So you got a little more leeway with what you can do. You have more time to build another story elsewhere after that. You can get something, if you need to get a belt back on somebody else, you have time to do that before WrestleMania, whatever.
Right.
Before the Royal Rumble. You also have it's the middle. You also have
Cena, the first AJ Styles John Cena pay-per-view match was that SummerSlam. That was a fantastic match. And they would let CM Punk headline a SummerSlam, but they would never let him headline a WrestleMania.
Which is bullshit, but whatever. So I guess the top 4, this is from, I don't know what fucking site this was. Shawn Michaels versus Triple H from 2002. The Rock versus Brock Lesnar from 2002. I find that hard to believe. Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle from 2003. Is that the one where you did the whatchamacallit and broke his neck or something? Or fell on his neck? The shooting star? The really bad shooting star?
Was that SummerSlam? No, I thought it was Mania.
Where he did the bad shooting star?
Yeah, was it? No,
I don't know.
It was Lesnar versus Kurt Angle, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle. And
he did SummerSlam?
He did the really bad shooting star. I think it was SummerSlam.
I don't remember. I don't remember what that was.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Okay, wow. I'm looking at the last 10 years. Okay, so 2019 Lesnar was the main event. 2018 Lesnar was the main event. 17 Lesnar, 16 Lesnar, 15 Lesnar, 14 Lesnar, 12 Lesnar. What the fuck?
It's obviously got to be in his contract that he headlines SummerSlam.
That, by the way, that one in 2017 was a fatal 4-way against Strowman, Reigns, and Samoa Joe. Joe should have won the fucking title.
Yeah, Joe. They really misused
Joe was
Samoa
red
Joe.
hot then, and he was the only one that looked like he could legitimately beat Lesnar.
Yeah, remember him choking him out on the ramp?
Yes,
that was
yes,
awesome.
I do.
And they fucked it up as they always do.
2017 WWE was the best WWE had been in 20 years
because everybody was semi-healthy at that point. You had a lot of healthy wrestlers.
No, it was just overall, just the up and down. The SmackDown was fantastic. I watched it every week.
Yeah,
SmackDown was so good.
It just wasn't bad. It wasn't it wasn't the same product they're putting out now. I think COVID really killed wrestling, or at least killed WWE's wrestling.
Maybe, but also WWE hasn't been the same since they let Enzo and Cass get away.
No, cup of haters.
Cup of haters. Cup of haters.
Oh, so good. I hated it in the beginning. I hated them so much, and it just grows on you after a while. You're like, oh shit, here they come.
Just bring them back. Oh god, I would actually watch them.
I would actually watch it at that point if they brought back Enzo, but he's so far off the reservation at this point. Who the fuck knows? One thing I want to talk about, we go back to the Oscars for a second, is the in memoriam.
Oh yeah, Bob Saget was not on.
Either was Ed Asner.
Didn't Ed Asner die 2 years ago?
I don't think so. Wasn't it pretty recently?
Oh, it was 2021.
Yeah, it's 2021. It was August.
I don't know. How do they forget these people who died? It's not hard to go and look on Wikipedia to see who died in since the last in memoriam.
And the sad part is like we were talking about it, and you're like, yeah, they don't put like some people on there, but they put like photographers on there, like producers you've never heard of.
Saget was never really in too many movies.
No,
although he does have one of the most memorable movie lines of all time for people our age.
You ever suck dick for coke?
Yeah. So other people weren't on there too. Robert Downey Sr. was not mentioned.
which is weird. They put all these people on there, like multiple people that I've never heard of.
Nah.
You would think that Ed Asner would be a name that people would recognize. You know, it just doesn't. And I mean, even Bob Saget, even if he wasn't a movie
He's
star,
fucking Santa Claus and Elf. Come on.
He was in, he was in Up.
I mean, he was in so many things.
He was in a lot of things. Yeah, it was. It doesn't. Rest in peace, Ed Asner.
Who's in charge? They fuck. I feel like they fuck up every single year with the in memoriams. Right?
Yeah, every year, pretty much every year. Yeah. So it's just like, how do you forget like some of the biggest actors of all time? Not necessarily saying Ed Asner was one of the biggest actors of all time, but he was a well-known name. He'd been on everything.
Last year, Jessica Walter was snubbed.
That's fucking weird too. But she wasn't. Was she a movie star though?
She was in a lot of things.
To the same point, like the same point that Bob Saget got left off. Jessica Walter got left off, but she was on a lot of TV shows.
She was in a lot of stuff way back in the day.
Yeah, I know. It's just weird. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Adam Schlesinger, Fountain of Wayne lead singer, who got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the in memoriam last year. So, like, I don't know who's in charge of doing the in memoriam, but they fucking suck at their job. If I was that bad at my job, I would get fired.
Every year.
Every year.
Suck. Every year they suck.
I just don't understand how bad can you be? It's not hard to figure out who died in the last year. It really isn't.
No, it doesn't.
And also, if I was in charge of that, I would just fucking make a list. Like I would have my own personal list. That just seems fucking terrible and lazy. And I don't get how you can keep forgetting these people. You put Betty White on there, right?
Yeah, Betty White was on there. I had Betty. Well, I watched the in memoriam just to see who was on there, who wasn't. So they did a special tribute for Betty White and Ivan Reitman, and there's somebody else in the beginning. I can't remember.
Sidney Poitier.
Sidney Poitier, yes.
Sidney Poitier.
Which I mean, completely understandable.
Oh, Sidney Poitier is on there. Meatloaf was not in it either.
I think that has to do more with his.
Doesn't matter.
Being a douche.
Doesn't matter.
I agree.
He was an actor. He was in multiple movies. Like, let's not put politics into it. You know?
Did Fight Club win an Oscar?
No. Fight Club was like critically revealed when it first came out. It did not get popular until it hit DVD.
I remember hitting pay-per-view. I had a legal pay-per-view for a while, and I would watch it all the time.
That was when they would just like air the movies every 2 hours. It was on all day.
It was on all day long.
It was not a very big movie when it first came out.
No, it's only 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not like a critically.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of those are out or later reviews of the movie.
Yeah, probably at this point. That's another David Fincher thing. Like, he's weird too. He's got some weird movies. Some really good movies, though.
It was nominated for Best Sound Editing.
It was the whole soundtrack was made by, or the music was done by, the Dust Brothers. Yeah, the Dust Brothers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was David Fincher's. Like he was peak David Fincher in the 90s.
Yeah, of course. Panic Room, Seven. Yeah,
The Game. Well, Panic Room was 2000s, but he did Seven, The Game, Fight Club, all in a row.
He's done some fucking classic movies.
Like he was when people talk about mindfuck movies, those are the ones that probably like the 90s was the preeminent era of mindfuck movies.
And he started by directing music videos.
Yes, he did. He did Vogue.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of guys have done music videos though.
Yeah, but I think he did music videos before he became an actual director of movies.
That's what the big jumping point for directors in the 90s and 80s was if you did commercials or music videos, then and proved that you could do that, you could jump to films without having to write. I don't think he was always a writer.
Is he a writer anyway?
Is he a writer now? I believe so.
I mean, I'm sure he's written stuff now, but is he a writer? Because I know he didn't write Fight Club anyway.
Well, he didn't write the movie.
No.
Does he have any writing credits at all? I don't know.
I'm trying to look at that.
Well, here's a lot of his music videos he did. Any others have I recognized?
So David Coep wrote Panic Room, who also wrote Spider-Man. He didn't write
Janie's
that
Got
one.
a Gun.
Yeah, he didn't write any of these, which I didn't think he did. I didn't think he wrote any because Aaron Sorkin wrote Social Network.
Aaron Sorkin is a director too.
I know, but not as well known as for being a director as he is a writer. He obviously created my favorite show of all time, The West Wing, but no, he's not really known for his directing as he is. He's been directing his last 3 movies. He directed all of them, and actually being the Ricardos, he actually wrote and directed that movie. Which I did not know that. Now I have to watch that movie.
Fincher has 3 writing credits, and they're all shorts. So
I don't think that's his forte, though.
I think a lot now is you have to be a dual talent now. You have to be a writer and director. You don't always have to write your own movies. But I feel that you at least a story by credit, right? How many directors are out there that aren't writing or have stories anymore in this day and age?
Yeah. So I mean, this movie, being the Ricardos, was nominated for
It was an Amazon movie. It was nominated for a bunch of stuff.
Not nominated for best film or best picture for a lot of them, but best actor, best actress, best screenplay. Which you would think for an Aaron Sorkin movie.
I just think it was weird that Javier Bardem played Desi Arnaz. I just thought that was kind of weird.
This doesn't look right.
The cast is really good.
The cast is really good. A lot of his movies have really good cast, though. I don't know, like the Trial of the Chicago 7, which I've never seen, but it has Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Keaton, Frank Langella, a whole bunch of people, Eddie Redmayne, a whole bunch of people in this movie that, just a solid cast of people you would recognize if you watched the movie, from other shit. He also, before he even started directing, he wrote 7 other movies, but he also created Sports Night, The West Wing, Studio on Sunset Strip, The Newsroom. It's just, he's been around for a long time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Big Aaron. I'm a big Aaron Sorkin guy.
I know. Walk and talk.
It's kind of like
you're a big Aaron Sorkin guy just because of The West Wing and Sports Night
and Studio 60 and the Newsroom.
Yeah, but Studio 60 was great for 7 episodes,
and then it trailed off.
And then it was just a big turd.
Yeah, I don't think they realized going up against 30 Rock, which was a straight comedy, and this wanted to be a dramedy.
Yes, but they also wanted to air skits.
Yeah.
That they thought were funny, but were not funny, and that's what I think really hurt it.
It didn't work. And it had a great fucking cast.
The skits on 30 Rock were fucking stupid as shit, but they knew that.
That's the point. It was it was because that was more. So that was when they were doing, NBC had solid comedies, The Office, 30 Rock, Parks and Rec, all those shows on the same time. And 30 Rock was one of the only shows that wasn't a documentary style. Of that 3 bunch, obviously was the only one.
Well, I think it was it's 2008 when there was oh man, that fucking that lineup that they had was fucking phenomenal. Thursday night must see TV.
Man, listen to Bradley Whitford, Matthew Perry, Amanda Peet, Sarah Paulson, Nate Cordry, D.L. Hughley, Stephen Weber, and Timothy Busfield were the main cast of that show. How does a show with that cast fail exactly? That's insane.
Okay, so it was 2000 and the 2009, 2000 or anything 2009, 2010, and a little after. So Community, Parks and Rec, The Office, and 30 Rock were all on Thursday night at one point at the same time.
Fucking intense.
That's fucking ridiculous. That'll never happen again. Never even in the 90s when they had Seinfeld and Cheers on at the same time did they have two high quality shows.
What did Cheers end?
Usually they would have at least one lousy one.
What did Cheers end? 92?
93?
93, yes. Okay, so they were only overlapped for what, 2 or 3 years? Oh, no,
I see. Wait, they had 1 year. 93, 94. It was Mad About You, Wings, Seinfeld, and Frasier. But then Wings was done, although maybe it wasn't so great then. But Frasier, they moved off Thursdays. And it was never that fucking hard again. It never hit that hard. No. They always had some lousy show like Caroline in the City or Suddenly Susan.
And then you're talking about shows that stayed on for years anyway.
They were terrible, but they only got ratings because they were on after Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, you're talking about shows that lasted fucking forever. Like, I mean, Caroline in the City right now, if that show came out, would last not even a full season. It lasted 4 years. It almost lasted 100 episodes.
So Suddenly Susan, how long would that last? Veronica's Closet?
God.
Come on.
Wasn't that
terrible shows?
Suddenly Susan lasted 4 seasons, 93 episodes. What was the other one? Veronica's Closet.
The same thing with CBS did in the with Big Bang Theory. Didn't they still run Big Bang Theory? 2.5 Men.
Yeah, 2.5 Men. It was the same guy, Chuck Lorre. It wasn't us. I mean, Big Bang Theory ended probably prematurely. That show probably could have stayed on.
Yeah, but they were done. It was on for what, 12 years?
Something like that. It got renewed for like 3 years in one bunch.
Yeah, I mean they were done.
So Veronica's Closet was on for 3 years, 66 episodes. Could never do that again. I'm trying to think. Remember Jonathan Silverman had that show, The Single Guy? That was terrible. That show was on for 2 years. 43 episodes.
You stuck something on. They were trying to find something that they could put on there and then use it to spin off into its own night. They should have just left Frasier on.
Frasier was a great show. I thought they were bringing it back.
They are.
11 years that show was on. 264 episodes.
It started on Thursday nights, and then they moved it to Tuesdays, I think. I feel like if you own a night, you should own it. You should fucking own that night. Don't try to take a show and spin it off and make it a different, to try to be a good other night.
Well, and that's what they did with kind of the Chicago. I know we're talking about comedies, but that Chicago series, they put them all on the same night. You know,
yeah, I mean, they could put them on different nights at 10 o'clock, right? But, they owned it. And they said, you know what? If you want to watch Chicago, hot guys and hot girls in Chicago, you watch it on Wednesday nights on NBC. That's it. Exactly. It's the night.
That's what you do. That's what, with
you want to watch NCIS, you're going to put them on back to back.
You should. That's why I never understood why they moved like NCIS Los Angeles and New Orleans to different days.
Back, right?
They used to be all back to back, I think. Right. But Los Angeles got moved to like Sundays and it actually wins its night most nights. At least I don't know. It did. I don't know if it still does.
I mean, NCIS, you could just win anything. But if you're strong, be strong on those nights.
It's fizzling out now. I don't think that show's going to last much longer. I don't think any of those shows are going to last much longer. I mean, NCIS has been on for fucking ever. It's like 20 years at this point.
Grey's Anatomy. Oh. It has been as long as Grey's Anatomy, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's fucking intense. I mean, we talked 19 years for NCIS, the original show.
What are they up to, 400 episodes now?
431.
431 episodes. At what, 42 minutes a pop? Would you say 431 episodes?
Actually, NCIS has been on longer.
How many episodes?
A lot more. Almost 40-ish. 40-ish. Grey's Anatomy has 393 episodes, 18 seasons.
NCIS is 431 episodes at 42 minutes an episode. That's 18,102 minutes of television.
Well, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. There will never be a year in our lifetime where you'll never see NCIS on TV.
That's because 301 hours.
They could literally create an NCIS channel forever.
And you probably wouldn't have a repeat. You could probably have a whole month without a repeat. And if it was on 24/7.
Literally, you could. And you could even add the other fucking shows on there.
You imagine like even syndicating that. If you only run one a day, it's gonna take you years. If you ran it once a day, every day, no breaks, no nothing, it's gonna take you 9 years to play that. To get back to the first episode.
NCIS Los Angeles has 294 episodes, which is a lot. Holy shit. 13 seasons. I mean, I love that show. Don't get me wrong. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it is
syndicated, right? They do air it.
I would imagine it's syndicated. That you get syndicated after it used to be 100. Isn't it lower than that now?
No, it's about 100, I think.
Okay. I knew they changed. I thought maybe they changed it up or down.
But like I said, like usually when you syndicate a show, it starts at the beginning and it just goes on until the syndication run ends, which is not like the current season. But if they started syndicating now, When they would never catch up, even if they ran an episode, they would take them 9 years to catch up to where they are now, not including what the 9 years more episodes. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Here's another one. Criminal Minds, 15 years, 324 episodes.
That's still on?
No, it's not on anymore, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
I think it ended 2 years ago? A year ago?
I don't know.
2020. February 2020. And it's
Anyway.
actually being revived.
Let's just end this. Let's just end this one. We've hit our time for the week, people.
Paramount Plus
Facebook.
revival.
Fuck Paramount Plus app. That app sucks my dick.
Oh, dude, the live shit is terrible.
It's awful.
Oh man. At least on the Fire Stick, it's terrible.
Yeah. So if you want to find us, we're anywhere. You pick your podcast place that you like the most. We're on it. So make sure you give us a subscribe and follow us on our socials. Twitter.com/Marc and JD, Twitch, Instagram. We're over on TikTok at JD's Not Nice. No, I'm sorry, JD's Mostly Nice. We didn't even talk about the Shane Falco jersey that you got there because that exists and that's a thing.
That's a thing, yes. It's definitely a thing.
You know, chicks dig scars.
Pain heals, chicks dig scars. Marc and JD last forever.
Yes, they do. Catch you next time.
We're going to get syndicated soon.
If we could. We're almost there. 75 episodes. More. What are we going to syndicate on?
Just
nothing.
That's
right. Nothing. We're going to be syndicated on nothing.
We make it to 400 episodes.
Syndicated in my own house. I can just start randomly playing.
Play it on the Alexa app all day long.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time. Later.